Hi, I'm Lisa. Welcome to my glass studio. It's very, very exciting when I get a new product, items to play with in my studio. So I got an email from a woman named Peg who said she had these 96 Murrine from Tabitha's Glass Emporium that she couldn't use because she works with 90. She wanted to know, would I like to have them? What do you think I said? Of course I'd like to have them. That's wonderful. That's so generous of you. Thank you so much. I'll use them in my classes. I'll use them in my videos. And I'll talk about these wonderful little pieces and show how to use them. Now I'm sure Tabitha's Glass Emporium shows how to use them as well. They have a lot of information on their website. Really cute designs. You're going to love it. So check that out. And also be sure to say thank you to her and say thank you to Peg anytime you can. Say it right here in the comments on this video because I'm sure she's watching. Anyway, and Peg, thank you. We really appreciate you reaching out to me and saying, can you use these? And of course I can. So these are Murrine. They're fun little designs. And there's all these little bags of all these designs, but you know, some of them are kind of obvious and then others are not quite sure what they are. So what we did was we took these samples of clear glass, these little pieces, and I did a test fire at the temperature that was recommended on the Glass Emporium website. And it said to fire these to 1465 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's what we did. I just placed them on these little clear pieces. Actually, in my last class, my advanced glass fusing class, I asked the students to pick out the ones they'd like to see fired and put them on the samples. I had 4 students, so we have 4 different samples here. And some of them came out as expected, some of them did not, but it's really cool the variety that we have here. So let me show you right here. So this is, we've got these all these little bags. Oh my gosh, it's like Christmas for sure. All right, so this, you're looking at it and you're thinking, okay, that's probably a ladybug. Well, look, here it is fired. Isn't that so cute? And it is a ladybug. Now, it flowed out a little bit, but it shined up really nicely. It's got great detail there. This little guy is, I believe, a snowman. This, I think, is a little tropical fish. I believe it goes this way. This is probably a leaf. I'm not sure what this is, so I'm going to call it a float for the tube. A tube for the pool, maybe. Or something you put a little extra detail there in the center. But look how fun that is. You know, after firing, you really get that, it spreads out a little bit, get that lovely color, that nice shine, and that really incredible detail that would be difficult for you to do on your own. Then we have, this one's kind of a wreath right here. This one I think is like a little snowball. This one's kind of a flower. That was sort of a flower. This one we have not decided what it is. Now, of course, we could go look, but I love the transparent yellow compared to the marigold yellow, and then the green there is really pretty. So it's a beautiful design. Could make just a pretty flower. This one got a little, what looks like a strawberry and a fish. Oh, I think the fish goes this way. See, it has a little eye. And then a tiny ladybug. A strawberry, a little Christmas tree, a little snowman. So these aren't on all the same direction, but boy, those are fun. So let me show you this, let me show you this wreath, since I have it right here. This little bag. Oh goodness. You know, why is it the smaller things are always the most fun, right? Anyway, here's the little wreath before it's fired. And look how it got that wonderful shine, that nice spread on it, the detail on the outside edge. There's little red and white lines, little kind of detail here in the glass. So a lot of fun. I can really see a lot of potential for these in upcoming projects. All right, so this one has like a flower. I think that these are flowers also, and then the little heart with the detail on it. And then this fun red piece, which I'm not really sure what that is supposed to be. If we open that, but it does have a beautiful combination of colors in there. Let's see if that's this. I think that might be this. So it's a little difficult to tell from this what it's going to be. I mean, I'm sure you can go to the website and look it up and find out. And I'm sure if you're ordering there, you know what you're ordering. You look at the pictures, so you know exactly what you're getting. But then when you get it into your studio, you're like, ooh, what is that? So doing a little test firing like this is probably recommended, so that you can get an idea of if you like this texture. Maybe you want more texture. Maybe you want to fire a little bit less. Maybe you want less texture. You want to fire a little hotter. Also, these are fired on a single piece of clear. So under normal conditions, I'd probably do it on 2 layers of clear fired together. You may want to do these as a full fuse, more of a tap fuse. I don't know. But the point is, and you can use them in combination, one with another, and make some really cool designs. So the point is, when you get something new in your studio, take a little time, make some sample pieces, put it on the corner of a shelf, and do a test firing. Several reasons that's really important. Number one, you will know how these pieces fire in your particular kiln. All kilns fire differently. I have 2 kilns here back to back over here. One kiln I fire at 1400 degrees, the other 1465. They come out with the exact same results. That's a 65-degree difference in just 2 different kilns. So my big kiln, I do 1465, another kiln maybe 1455. So there's some variations within your kilns. There's going to be variations within these materials and variations with your firings as well. There's a little design in here, and I'm not sure why we didn't do this one unless it's this one right here. I think it's this one right here, but it wasn't complete. This to me looks like a little kitty cat. Does it look like a little cat to you? And I'm not sure what happened to this one, but I think this is this is supposed to be that design right there. So another great reason for doing the test firing is you get a sense of how you might want to use these in combination with each other, get a sense of the size profile and how it might work with another piece of art. Like the tiny ladybug might work better in some pieces of art, and the larger one might be a better solution for a different piece of art. So you get that feel for it. You also get to see which pieces are maybe just don't have a lot of design or a lot of detail, and maybe they're just good filler pieces or complementary pieces, or pieces that you might add to fill out a design. Like these little pieces right here, those, they're fun. They could be kind of faced up, with this is the top and this is the top, and they could represent flowers. You could put a stem on this, that could represent a flower. You could do this, this one underneath this one. So by doing that test firing, not only are you getting a sense of how you might want to use these independently, how you might want to use them as a group or in combination with together or with other projects. You get an idea of the firing. You get an idea of, the kind of the glossiness of them. So there's a lot of reasons for doing those test firings that are beneficial to you. So you don't have to go big. As you can see here, we went small. We just did a bunch of pieces on, this is like a little 2x3 piece of glass. And we had a lot of fun doing it. We just had a kiln, had a little extra space, put these on a spare kiln shelf, put them in the corner, and it worked out great. So we got this wonderful firing and all this extra knowledge that we wouldn't have had before. And like pieces like this that maybe don't look the way they're supposed to, it'll give you an idea of how you might be able to use that. Like maybe put one of these flowers inside, or maybe fill it with frit, put a stem on it. Put a stem on it and it's a balloon. Put a stem on it and it's a flower. Put several together and it's maybe, a different kind of cluster, different kind of object all together. I mean, you get very creative with this stuff. So I'd like to again thank Peg and thank Tabitha's Glass Emporium for making these wonderful things. They're really cool and very creative and a lot of detail that's a lot of fun to work with. So, Murrine is not always just a circle. It's not always just, kind of plain like a color with a color. Sometimes they have these wonderful designs and patterns. I can't even explain or pretend to tell you I know how they do this, but I think it's pretty amazing. And it's their area of expertise, not mine. So I'm going to let them continue to do it, and I will continue just to enjoy using them, which I hope you do too. So I hope you found this beneficial. The test firing and playing with new fun stuff, and maybe it encourages you to get some new fun stuff in your studio that you might be able to incorporate into some of your other projects. A lot of times we end up doing the same thing over and over and over again because it's safe, it's fun, we know what the end result will be. But I'll tell you what, there's nothing more exciting than working and building something brand new without a lot of expectation, going out into your studio. Let the materials dictate the direction, the flow, and the direction of that piece of art is really exciting. Now, sometimes you come up with something that's really fabulous. Sometimes you come up with something like, not really thrilled with that. It happens to me all the time. But when I come up with something really fabulous I love and it's a new technique, it's really exciting and thrilling. And I can tell you I have a project just like that in the kiln right now behind Nikki. Something I put together last night and I thought, I came out here, I just knew I was going to do a white piece of glass with some detail on it. I had an idea of direction for that piece of art, but I didn't really know where it was going to go or how it was going to turn out. Then I laid out the glass one way. I was like, I don't really know that I like that. I laid it out another way. But I had to have the glass cut, and I had to have it laid out on the white glass in order to get to that place. Once I got to that place, a new idea came to mind. I laid the glass out differently, and it came out really awesome. It's a simple technique, it's a simple assembly, but it doesn't look that way. And that came about because I was playing with the material and experimenting. So sometimes go out there, without a lot of expectation, without a lot of, without the critic. The one that says, oh, if I'm going to be in my studio, I have to make something really nice. I have to make something that's perfect. I have to be productive. Sometimes go out there and just enjoy yourself. Being out in there where you're happy, just pick materials off the shelf. When I don't know what I'm going to make, I pull out all these different glasses and lay them all over the tables. And then I was like, well, I like this for that, this for that, this for that. Maybe these two go together. Maybe they don't. Maybe these two go together. Maybe that one and that one go together. And I let the process grow organically. And I'll tell you, I enjoy building something from a pattern. I enjoy building something with a plan, but I also really enjoy something with no pattern and with no plan. And you can too. And that's kind of the takeaway from this presentation is get out there and have fun. And, no one's judging you. Do what feels right. Do what's fun. And just have a really good time. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video on doing some test pieces and working with new materials. And I hope you get some new materials in your studio soon. Maybe some new glass, maybe some rods, maybe some stringers, maybe some twisted cane, maybe some new Murrine, and start playing with it and having a great time. So thank you for following, subscribing, commenting, liking. We love it when you do that. Thank you for being a subscriber and a follower. We love that too. So please, if you're not already one of those, if you haven't already done that, do it. We'd love it. And we're using your suggestions. We're enjoying your comments. We're using your comments to come up with new video content and ideas that will inspire you to get out in your studio. Also, become a premium video member. We have new courses coming out all the time, full-length, step-by-step video instruction. All the projects teach you a new technique or a new method or way of cutting, a way of assembling, a way of working with frit, a way of working with glass in a different way than you normally do. So they're all teach different techniques, and you end up with a beautiful project from everyone. They also come with a full-size printable pattern ebook, has full-size patterns, color images, firing guides, materials list, color images, everything you need to complete those projects successfully. So become a premium video member. And until next time, happy fusing.